Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Tune 215. Right now, we are currently in the state of Tennessee. We're in the city of Nashville. We're going to be doing a driving tour of the Shepherd Hills neighborhood. We're currently on Shepherd Hills Drive and the intersection of Gallatin Pike. I'm going to make this left-hand turn on Shepherd Hills. We're on a thriving business avenue. There's stores in front of us on the left and the right, and there's stores behind us on the left and on the right. We got Grace Plaza at Rivergate on my left-hand side, which has several businesses, including but not limited to Verizon, Diamond Massage, Music City, Fit Meals, a business called Hot Chicken, and more. Still waiting to make this left-hand turn. Behind me, we have a Care Now Urgent Care Center. I'm gonna make this left-hand turn because we never got a chance to actually go. It's currently 65 degrees today. Speed limit is 30 miles an hour. We're toning it down. We're at 15 miles per hour. Entering a residential neighborhood. We got a flag proudly displayed on my right hand side. We have homes on the left, we have homes on the right. One-story homes, large lawns. See trees on several of the lawns. I see driveways. Some of the homes are lined with bricks, tan bricks, orange bricks. I see red bricks. This home on my right hand side has a wooden fence made with what looks like recycled pieces of wood. Many of the houses have shutters for aesthetic purposes. There was a female, she was walking to what looks to be possibly her mailbox. She was walking to the street side. We have a fire hydrant on my right hand side, red and green. We have a car parked directly on their lawn on my right hand side, despite them having a driveway. We have a gentleman on my left who is weed whacking his property. We're passing a mailbox that says The Mitchells. They have a nice brick entrance. We're traveling at about 8 miles per hour. Got a nice house on the left that had a garage. Many of the driveways lead to garages. We're at the intersection of Paula Drive and Shepherd Hills Drive. We have a vehicle on my left and a vehicle in front of us. I'm going to allow them to figure out what they want to do. I gave the white vehicle the right of way. We have what looks to be like possible two-story home on my right. It has a lower level that looks built into the ground. Most of them appear to be one-story. I'm not sure if they have attics, but the one we passed looked like it could have had a second story or a basement level. They have nice sized properties. Grass in front of them, grass on the side of them, grass behind their property. Some of the back sides are fenced off. I see one on my far sharp left. You guys can't see this off camera. However, the property is lined with fencing surrounding the backside. So they have a backyard that's privately covered. In front of us is a dead end. We have a Metro Police vehicle for Nashville on my right hand side. Nashville's Guardians. I don't think he was in the vehicle, so maybe this is a resident where he lives at. Probably inside getting lunch for lunch break or something. So this is a dead end. We're gonna take it down to the end of the dead end, and then we'll make a U-turn and come around. Normally I don't go down dead ends if there's not much to see, but this is a small neighborhood, so there's gonna be a short tour. And with that being said, why not go down the dead end? This is still part of the neighborhood. Now Shepherd Hills is right next to Harbor Village. They have tremendous sized lawns for being such a small community. The lawns are bigger than the house. Now some neighborhoods that's not always the case. Look at this house on my right. It has a white, what looks to be like a vinyl fence. It's like a little 3-foot fence surrounding the property. We have a trampoline on my right hand side. Goes on their lawn. We have a bicycle right here next to this mailbox. There's a house for sale on my right. The address is 328B. Oh wow. So it's actually what could possibly be an apartment building, but they're probably selling the apartment building. We got a freight train on my right going by. You see it? Oh, and we have a huge private lake. Check it out. Right here, there's a lake right there in front of us. So that address was 328 Shepherd Hills Drive, Nashville, Tennessee. If you want to see what they're selling that apartment building for, some of my viewers are curious of property values and or just may want to relocate. So if this looks like a nice area you might want to move to, you can check that property out online. It's a Mongoose mountain bike on my left hand side. I'm not sure if they were throwing it away or if they just... Oh, there's a dog on the lawn over here on my left, a big dog. Wow, just sunbathing. Yeah, I'm not sure if they were throwing it away or if they probably trust the neighborhood that much. Look, there's a side deck. They had a side deck on my left, like a patio deck. They might trust the neighborhood that much where they just leave their bike right there in the driveway and they know nobody's gonna take it. This might be one of those type of neighborhoods. Alright, so we're going to be exiting this little no outlet. There's a half a block on my right and there's a half a block on my left. When we reach Spring Branch Drive, where that police officer was parked at, that's considered part of Shepherd Hills. Now, they're longer blocks, so let me see. I'm going to look from afar to see if there's any houses on it. If there's houses on it, then I'll take you through them. But we'll make a U-turn once we get to the boundary. I don't want to go past the boundary. I'm sorry, I got a hiccup. So we're at the intersection of Spring Branch Drive and Shepherd Hills Drive. So we got a half a block to my left and a half a block to my right. I'm going to allow these vehicles to turn. We're going to turn left. On my right, it's a dead end, so we're going to go straight. Look at the view. You see the view? There's businesses, and then from afar, you see mountains with trees. Wow, they had a deer on the lawn that looks pretty convincing. From afar, I thought it was a real deer, but they're lawn ornaments. I'm gonna make a U-turn right here. So this is the borderline. We're at the intersection of Cued Lane and Spring Branch Drive. We'll make a U-turn. This is the borderline. So if you go past it, you will no longer be in the Shepherd Hills neighborhood. You would enter the nearby neighborhoods, which is like Edenwood City or Edenwold City. You got Cedarwood Courtyard nearby. You got Stanley Heights, and you got Edgemont Farms, East Lawn, Cedar Bluff, Gateway, Primrose, Meadows, Alto Loma. There's several plus neighborhoods that are nearby Shepherd Hills. So now we're back in the Shepherd Hills neighborhood, but then we got another half a block in front of us. That's part of Shepherd Hills. So we're gonna go forward. This is a dead end, so we're gonna go until it says we're no longer in Shepherd Hills. I see brick homes on my left. Check them out. With a nice garage. Look at that garage. Look at this property right here. I'm gonna point to the property. Look at that property. That's a cool property. And it definitely has a second floor. Now, the thing with this is, if you go a little further to about here, based on what the map via Google, what it's showing, if you go past this block right here, you're no longer in Shepherd Hills. However, these houses look a lot more attractive. I'm gonna make this left-hand turn. So supposedly this is not considered Shepherd Hills, but I'm gonna go through it just so we can take a look at it, sneak peek. We got a gentleman on my right who looks like he's going for his afternoon stroll. These houses are gorgeous. Bricks, nice garages, nice sized properties. This is all a no outlet. So we're gonna go right and make a complete U-turn. I like this house right here in front of. Look how juicy red those bricks are. Obviously they're not juicy, but they're rich, vibrant red. Look at the punch buggy on my right hand side. Punch buggy, no punch back. Punch whoever's next to you, whether it's your mother, your brother, your father, your sister, your niece, your nephew, your dog, your cat. Knock on your neighbor's door and punch his fish. Look on my right. That's a nice back patio, stairway and deck. That's cool. So this is right on the outskirt of the Shepherd Hills neighborhood, but on the map, it's not within the boundary. So we're gonna go right. There's a small little area on our left. I'm not gonna continue going there because it's not within the realm of what we want to look at. But we're gonna do this little no outlet, and then we're gonna head back to Shepherd Hills. Right here on my left-hand side, there's a little portion that's actually considered Harbor Village. So I believe the rest of these houses are part of Harbor Village. But we're not gonna go left because we're covering Shepherd Hills. So we're back in Shepherd Hills. We're gonna go over this speed bump. We're approaching Shepherd Hills Drive. I'm gonna make a right-hand turn. We're at the intersection of Shepherd Hills Drive and Spring Branch Drive. We're gonna make this right-hand turn on Paula Drive. We're at the intersection of Stephen Hills Drive and Paula Drive. We got houses on my right-hand side. This one house over here looks, let me pull over, I got traffic behind me. Looks enormous for the size of the neighborhood. I love this house right here. Look at this house. I love it. I don't know if you guys can see the size of it. It doesn't do justice. 1997, that's the address. 1997 Paula Drive. That's a fantastic example of a country property. It's not huge, but it's not small. It has, looks like 2, maybe 3 stories. It looks like there's probably a third story smushed up there in there somewhere. But excuse my slurring, but that house was neat. We're passing over a little waterway, like a little creek, some type of little stream of water. Now it's interesting that that one house was bigger than a lot of the other ones around here. I'm wondering if that was like custom designed. Did they like pay extra money to have it designed, or did they add on to their property? We're at the intersection of Paula Drive and Twins Hill Drive. So we are going to make a right-hand turn. There's about 4 or 5 blocks over here that are considered part of the neighborhood. There's a no outlet as well. And from afar, I see signs that read Deer Crossing. They don't read Deer Crossing, but I see a deer crossing, so I understand that means deer crossing. See right here? See the deer? Now there's a sign on my right with a gate, a private community. I guess this takes you to the Harbor Village neighborhood. Look at it. And it's a little booth. You see it? I'm just gonna point to it, but you see it? Harbor Village. Remember I said Harbor Village was right next to the Shepherd Hills neighborhood? Well, there you go. It's interesting that you can kind of approach it from the back without any gate or you know, people stopping you, and then from the front you got to go through like a security booth, kind of like a loophole. So we got homes on my left, homes on my right, very large front lawns, so large that they're so far off of the camera you can't see it. This house on my left got a lot of woodwork and red bricks going on. Let me see if I can point to this one. This is East Hill Drive. There's a dead end in front of us, but East Hill Drive. Let's make this left. These are all dead ends. Dead end in front of us, dead end on my left. We're gonna come back to this dead end, but we're gonna do this dead end first. This almost falls off of the perimeter, but I want you to see this house right here. It's red bricks, really nice home. Reminds me of row homes. It's like 1, 2, 3, almost 4 row homes put together to make that house. And then it has a massive back deck. And it has a 2-car garage with a huge driveway. Look at this house on my right. Wowzers. Look at that's neat. You see that house? I got somebody out front doing lawn work, so I don't want to point the vehicle right out front while you're doing lawn work. You don't want to startle them, make you think that you're gonna report them, because you know. All my Spanish folks think that I'm la migra, like I'm gonna report them to the border, you know, to the customs and all that stuff. Yeah, that immigration. But that was a really large house. Look this one on my right. These are considerably large houses compared to the rest of the community. The one where the guy was doing lawn work was tough. Good tough. T-O-U-G-H. Tough. Or you can say the hood tough. T-U-F-F. Tough. We had somebody sitting on their front door on my right, but you can't really see them. They're so tiny. Look at this brick entrance right here on my right. That's cool. So right now we're at the border of the Shepherd Hills neighborhood. If we go any further, we will no longer be in the Shepherd Hills neighborhood. So I'm going to make a U-turn, and we're going to continue traveling in the Shepherd Hills area. On my left-hand side, if you guys pay attention, if you're watching on the TV, I think you can probably get the best experience to see what I'm talking about. But there's a house on my left-hand side with the guy working on the lawn. It had all the cars parked in front of it. It looked like a big piece of property. They have a heavy-duty fence around their property too. It's like a fortified fence. None of these other houses have fences other than this chain link on my right, but chain link looks puny. Actually, this chain link fence is surrounding an empty lot, so they're protected. But look at this one right here on my left. You see this one on my left? That's somewhat of a massive little property. It has a big old truck in front of it. Oh man, huge. Huge second balcony deck. Wow. This one on my right, the red one that I like, it has a double car garage. Alright, let's go on our left. This is the other no outlet. Twin Hills Drive and East Hill Drive. I'm gonna make a left-hand turn. The amount of front yard space is incredible. And I'm looking at their backyards. This dude got a barn in his backyard. Huge backyards too. Now, if we go any further, we will no longer be in the Shepherd Hills neighborhood. Right here, you got the enclave at Twin Hills. So I guess if we go forward, boom, watch, look, we just crossed the borderline. We're no longer in Shepherd Hills. There's another area called North Hill Estates. But this block over here looks neat too. Got a lot of, as you can see, their lawns aren't that big over here. Look, once you go a block away, look how small their lawns are. You see how small the lawns are? They still got lawn space. This is Twin Hills Drive and Val Marie Drive. And we're gonna enter the border of Shepherd Hills in 3, 2, 1. We're officially back in Shepherd Hills. And you see the lawn space is completely different. It almost looked like we're near a field. It's like each house comes equipped with its personal little field. So we're going to travel forward. We're passing East Hills Drive and Twin Hills Drive. Tennessee tough. I see a tennis court from afar. So this little village next to us, Harbor Village, has a tennis court. I guess they have their own private amenities for the residents that live within the village. And so we're at Paula Drive in Twin Hills. I'm gonna go straight. We're passing Paula Drive. We got a Toyota Camry on my left that has the trunk open. They're carrying a lawnmower in the trunk of their Camry. Oh, we got an opossum in the street. You'll be surprised the amount of roadkill that I've seen throughout this journey. If you're new to the channel, we're doing a 48-state cross-country tour. I'm originally from Philadelphia, PA, lifelong resident. I have over 500 plus tours, specifically in Philly, covering over 100 plus neighborhoods, walking and driving tours. And we decided to recently do a cross-country road trip just to expand our horizons. And on the highways throughout the last 10 plus states, we saw an incredible amount of roadkill from opossums. We have a church on my right, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Yeah, we saw everything from opossums to squirrels, raccoons, deers. I saw 2 baby bears. I saw, unfortunately, 3 dogs. I was very unhappy to see 3 dogs. These were all at different incidences too. It's not all in one area. We got Churchill Crossing on my right. Let's make this right and go inside Churchill Crossing. Now, surprisingly, Churchill Crossing is within the Shepherd Hills boundary. We got a clustered mailbox on my right. This looks like apartments, like an apartment complex area. I see multiple meters. Speed limit is 10 miles per hour. These apartments are lined with bricks. They have Apex rooftops, shingles, colorful bricks. They have little patio sitting areas, little porches. On my left too, the back side, you see they got like a little sitting area where they can hang out at. There's a female on my left that she was sitting on her property. So this is all private property. I'm assuming there's only one way in and probably one way out. There's a pool over here. I see a pool back here. So they probably got their own amenities also. Probably like a shared pool that you can use. Yeah, it's an in-ground pool. So on my left, these are just little parking slots. Oh wow, look at that bird right there. Oh snap, that bird's running. Oh, and then it was flying. So I think we have reached the end of this little complex. I'm assuming these are all rental units. Everybody's porches have like different things on them, from patio chairs to tables to flower pots, shelves. I saw one that had artwork. I guess it all depends on the person. Since we just went through this side, let me go left and see what the left side looks like. I don't want to be redundant and go through the same exact side. It's kind of repetitive. Let's see what this side looks like. It's probably like the back alley, the back entrance, the back way. Gonna make this right hand turn. Okay, so it's parking, and it looks like front doors. Front doors that takes them to, it says 801 through 804. So maybe the front door takes them to, you know, a couple doors on the inside, probably 4 apartments. 409 through 412. So they have their own parking back here. We got a Jaguar over here. Jaguar XL. For anybody who likes Jaguars. I think I had a viewer, he had some classic Jaguars. I remember him telling me. Alright, let's see. Make this left hand turn. Make sure I'm going the right way. Everything almost looks the same. They have central cooling units. We have more parking space on our right. There's a little bridge over there on our right. You can walk across. I guess that's for the residents to just cross. Then we passed all their mailboxes on our left, and then we're exiting their little community, which is in a neighborhood called Shepherd Hills. This is the Church Hill Crossing community and or apartment complex. On our left, we have Cadence Living at Rivergate Assisted Living. That's probably a senior home for seniors. And then we have another block back here that is pretty much loading space for the businesses and the storefronts. The storefronts they have, let me see, Crossroads, Rivergate Cleaners, Ice Cream, Devoted Chiropractor, TriStar, Ever Mobility, Nicholas, Armed Forces Career Center, Cellular Repairs. They got a Goodwill on our right. They got an appliance shop on our right. A Massage Elite. I see a Panda Express, Taco Bell, Gabe's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Longhorn, Party City, Joanne Fabrics, Arts and Crafts, Bed and Bath, Ashley Furniture, and so much more, ladies and gentlemen. So we literally just covered the entire Shepherd Hills neighborhood a small area located here in Nashville, Tennessee. But I just want you guys to see what it looked like so that you guys know it does exist. Plant the seed in your minds in case you guys get inspired to do some research on this neighborhood. I'm sure you can Google Earth it, check it out. It looks like a thriving business strip right here. So if you move to that neighborhood, at least you know you'll have stores nearby. If you need to get any like home goods and stuff. I'm gonna make this right hand turn. On our left it says Historic Mansker Station. So I think this is gonna conclude our short tour of the Shepherd Hills neighborhood over here in Nashville, Tennessee. If you've been here, if you have any knowledge of the area, if you want to share your thoughts, feel free to comment in the comment section. All comments are greatly appreciated. Show some love. Please consider leaving a thumbs up and or subscribing. That would mean a lot. This is your homeboy Tune, Mr. Tune Dollars, Tune 215. Y'all know Tune be chilling. Right now you could call me Tennessee Tune, and I am tuning out.